What they never teach. They never teach you how to sit with anger. They teach you how to disguise it, how to turn rage into jokes, how to bury resentment under productivity, how to pretend calm while your mind is screaming for control. From childhood, you are praised for obedience, not awareness. You are rewarded for silence, not mastery. And so, anger grows quietly, like a shadow that follows you everywhere you go. Most people believe anger is strength. They confuse volume with power. They mistake reaction for courage. But anger is not force. It is leakage. It is energy escaping without direction. The man who reacts feels alive for a moment, but loses himself in the process. And this truth was learned by one man the hard way. Chapter 2. The Boy Who Watched. He grew up surrounded by conflict. Not the kind sung about in songs, but the quiet violence of pride, insult, and wounded ego. He watched grown men argue over nothing. He watched fists rise faster than understanding. He noticed something others didn't. The angriest men were always the least free. They were controlled by tone, by words, by memory. One insult could command their entire body. One challenge could rewrite their future. Even as a child, he saw the pattern. Emotion ruled them, and no one ever questioned it. That observation planted a seed. Chapter 3. The First Test. When he faced his first real confrontation, his body trembled. Not with fear, but with awareness. He noticed how quickly the other man's breath shortened, how his jaw tightened, how anger pushed him forward before thought had a chance to speak. In that moment, something became clear. The fight had already ended, not because of skill, but because one mind was calm and the other was burning. The clash was brief, not dramatic, not glorious. When it was over, there was no pride, only understanding. Victory had revealed a danger greater than defeat: ego. Chapter 4. Walking away instead of chasing praise. He disappeared. He left crowds, mentors, applause. He chose distance. Not because he rejected people, but because solitude tells the truth. In silence, there is no one to blame, no one to impress, only your thoughts, naked and loud. Days became months, months became years. He walked without destination, slept under open skies, ate when food appeared, watched everything. The way animals moved without anger, the way water flowed without resistance, the way wind changed without apology. Nature taught him what people could not. Chapter 5. The Nature of Anger. He learned that anger is speed without clarity. It demands action before awareness. Speak now, strike now, defend now. And because of that urgency, anger is predictable. Predictable minds are easy to control. When insulted, he delayed. When challenged, he waited. When mocked, he remained still. Not to appear superior, but because reaction felt like surrender. Anger wanted his attention. He refused to give it. Over time, anger stopped visiting as often. Not because it was suppressed, but because it was ignored. Chapter 6. Silence as a weapon. Those who sought to provoke him failed without understanding why. They raised their voices. He lowered his breath. They rushed. He paused. Silence became unbearable for them. In that silence, their thoughts turned inward. Doubt replaced confidence. Emotion replaced strategy. He learned that silence is not empty. It is pressure. It forces others to confront themselves. And most people are unprepared for that encounter. When action finally came, it was precise. No wasted motion, no emotional residue. Calm sharpened the body. Anger only stiffened it. Chapter 7. Training the invisible. Others trained their muscles. He trained his pauses. He practiced being insulted without defending himself. He practiced hearing praise without clinging to it. He practiced fear without naming it. Each day, he observed emotions like weather, rising, passing, leaving no mark. He realized something dangerous about anger. It feeds on identity, on the idea of me. So he began dissolving that image. If there is nothing to protect, anger has nowhere to land. Chapter 8. The Man of Fury. One encounter changed everything. His opponent was famous for rage. His strength came from fury. His confidence from intimidation. The crowd expected chaos. The man shouted, threatened, tried to ignite something. But anger only echoed back at him, growing louder, heavier. His strikes came fast, then faster, then desperate. He burned himself out before the end arrived. One movement ended it, no celebration. No satisfaction, only confirmation. Rage collapses under pressure. Calm endures. Chapter 9. Borrowed courage. That day, the final truth became clear. Anger is borrowed courage. It vanishes when tested. True courage remains when emotion fades. From then on, he lived as if already defeated. No reputation to defend, no future to protect, no ego to satisfy. Prepared to lose, prepared to die, prepared for nothing. And because of that, nothing could touch him. Chapter 10. Distance from emotion. He discovered that anger survives on closeness. The closer you stand to emotion, the more it controls you. Distance dissolves it. One breath of space is enough. Most people mistake feeling for truth. He never did. He learned to pause before words, before movement, before judgment. That pause became power. Anger cannot survive awareness. It needs blindness. He removed it. Chapter 11. Emptiness. People thought he was perfect. He wasn't. He felt deeply. He just refused obedience. Emotion could speak but not command. He accepted hunger without complaint, cold without bitterness, loneliness without self-pity. Resistance disappeared, and with it, anger starved. He learned that suffering is born from demanding reality to change. Acceptance ended the argument. Chapter 12. The Settled Mind. As years passed, conflict stopped finding him. There was nothing to provoke, nothing to challenge. His presence taught more than words ever could. Those who sat near him felt calm without knowing why. This is the final stage, when your state becomes instruction. He wrote only to remind himself that the greatest victory is freedom from inner disturbance. That anger is not an enemy, but a signal of attachment, and attachment is optional. Chapter 13. Final Understanding. In his final days, there was no fear. Fear requires attachment. He had released everything. No anger, no regret, no unfinished battles. He understood that life is lost not to enemies, but to uncontrolled emotion. Anger ruins timing, blinds judgment, shortens endurance. Calm extends life. Precision follows stillness. Chapter 14. The Real Battle. The lesson was never about combat. It was about the moment emotion demands control. When anger says react, when ego says prove it, when fear says run, most people fail there. Not because they are weak, but because they were never trained. Mastery begins in the pause. Chapter 15. The Path Forward. When anger rises, step back. When insult appears, breathe. When chaos surrounds you, stay centered. Do not destroy anger, stop obeying it. Control your response, and the world loses its grip. The strongest warrior is not the one who conquers others. It is the one who conquers himself. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, share, and comment.